The book of Acts, often referred to as the Acts of the Apostles, is the fifth book of the New Testament in the Christian Bible. It serves as a continuation of the Gospel of Luke, also believed to be written by Luke, and provides an account of the early history and spread of the Christian church. The Ascension and Pentecost, Acts 1-2. The book begins with the account of Jesus' ascension into heaven, leaving his disciples with the promise of the Holy Spirit. On the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit descends upon the disciples, empowering them to speak in various languages. Peter delivers a sermon, and many people are baptized, marking the birth of the Christian church. Early ministry in Jerusalem, Acts 3-7. The early chapters focus on the apostles' activities in Jerusalem. Peter and John perform miracles, and the apostles face opposition from religious leaders. Stephen, one of the early Christians, becomes the first Christian martyr. Expansion of the church, Acts 8-12. The gospel spreads beyond Jerusalem as Philip evangelizes in Samaria, and the Ethiopian eunuch is converted. Saul, later known as Paul, is introduced as a persecutor of Christians but experiences a dramatic conversion. Peter receives a vision that opens the door for the inclusion of Gentiles into the Christian community. Paul's missionary journeys, Acts 13-28. The majority of the book focuses on the missionary journeys of the Apostle Paul. These journeys take him throughout the Roman Empire, including regions such as Asia Minor, Greece, and eventually to Rome itself. Paul and his companions preach the gospel, establish churches, and face various challenges, including opposition from Jewish leaders and persecution from Roman authorities. Council of Jerusalem, Acts 15. The church leaders convene in Jerusalem to address the question of whether Gentile converts need to adhere to Jewish customs, such as circumcision. The decision is made to welcome Gentile believers without imposing these requirements. Paul's arrest and trials, Acts 21-28. Paul's ministry eventually leads to his arrest and imprisonment. He is brought before Roman authorities, including governors Felix and Festus and King Agrippa, where he defends himself and proclaims the gospel. He ultimately appeals to Caesar, leading to his journey to Rome as a prisoner. Paul's arrival in Rome, Acts 28. The book concludes with Paul's arrival in Rome, where he continues to preach and teach while under house arrest. Acts ends with Paul awaiting trial and sharing the message of Jesus with those who visit him. The book of Acts serves as a historical account of the early Christian church's growth and expansion, as well as a record of the missionary efforts of the Apostle Paul. It highlights key events such as the day of Pentecost, the conversion of Saul/Paul, and the Council of Jerusalem, while emphasizing the role of the Holy Spirit in guiding and empowering the early believers. Acts bridges the gap between the Gospels and the Epistles, providing valuable insights into the development of Christian theology and the spread of Christianity in the first century.